So today I want to talk about cognitive distortions or negative thinking errors. Our mind is our worst enemy, right? It can lead us to happy thoughts or negative thoughts, and that's what causes anxiety, depression, and all that good stuff. So what are they? There's a whole bunch. I'm not going to talk about all of them, I'm only going to list a few. So one of them is all or nothing thinking. Basically, it's going to be called either like black or white thinking, and it's when we see things as absolutes. There's no gray areas. So this is like when we're like, I'm not perfect. If I'm not perfect, I've failed. Or either I have to do things like perfectly right or not at all. So it's either here or here. There's no in between. Excuse me. And then there's overgeneralizing. And then you have this. You see a pattern based off of a single event. So there's a constant negative pattern. One thing happens. So once that one thing happens, then it creates a narrative that this is the conclusion I'm going to create for everything. So nothing ever good is ever going to happen to me because that one thing, oh God, I failed one test, so now I'm going to fail all my tests. Another cognitive distortion is blaming or denying. You tend to blame others for your problems or mistakes that you make, or you blame yourself when it wasn't even entirely your fault, right? So you take on the responsibility of something, or you put that responsibility onto somebody else. Another negative thinking error is shoulds, musts, or oughts. So we feel guilty, like we failed, and this often leads us to really being frustrated. It's super strict, super rigid, and we can't live up to that, you know what I mean? And then we hold other people up to this standard. We hold ourselves up to this standard. So then we criticize ourselves, and we're hella harsh on us and others because, should have did this. We would have did that. We ought to have done this. And it's just too much. It's all in our head. Another one is catastrophizing. So catastrophizing is you expect the worst thing and you blow things way out of proportion, and it's like, and then you start spinning in your head, you start ruminating, and then that's when the anxiety bubbles kick off. Or you do the complete opposite and you minimize a situation inappropriate, like it's an inappropriate shrinking of a situation. So then you make it out as not that important. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal, so we have to give it some attention. So it's either too much or too little, right? And then I guess I'll talk about jumping to conclusions. So there's actually two types of jumping to conclusions. We have mind reading and fortune telling. So mind reading, that's kind of a given, right? We think we know what another person is thinking, and we make an assumption of what they're thinking. And then fortune telling is we try to predict the future.